Hello YouTube, it's me John Avenger once again, and welcome back to another Black History Month review. This is a long overdue review that people gave me a lot of requests to talk about. Little Sim wanted me to review this. He wanted to know where the link was to see this. Well, this is it. I'm doing my finally going to get to this film. This is the fourth film in this animated CGI franchise from 1995, and Lightyear is coming out in a few months, so I want to get this done. This is a really good movie, yes. I think this is better than 3 because it's not as dramatic. Of the Toy Story franchise, Toy Story 4. Yeah, I got the 4K and Blu-ray and digital copy. My sister got it for Christmas a few years ago. It's time to review this sucker. There's Bo Peep, Buzz, and Woody, and then you have the bird and the freaking bunny rabbit. Yeah, voiced by Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele, so they're both black, so it counts. And also Carl Weathers is the Combat Carl. Yeah, he's another one. And yeah, this takes place many years after the third one. You know, Bonnie's a little bit older now. It's not a little girl. Andy, I don't even think is mentioned in the movie because he's moved on. And a lot of the actors, several of the actors from the third movie are no longer with us. You know, Don Rickles is gone. Arlie Ermey is gone. And also, they have archive recordings of Don Rickles, but it's not. He wasn't there. There's a lot of people in this movie also that you know that joined this movie. You have Tony Hale as Forky, yeah, the new breakout star of this movie, the new toy. He's basically a spork with little hands and a little face that Bonnie creates to as a new toy. And yeah, and he doesn't know what being a toy is, and him and Woody have a very good dynamic. It's a lot of character development that really works well in this movie. You have Christina Hendricks, she's a little doll, and Keanu Reeves is funny in the movie. He's the like the Evil Knievel type French dude with that does the really cool stunts. You have Ali Maki as this really cute little dark little cop toy. And this movie came out in summer of 2019, before the COVID hit. The last Pixar movie to make $1 billion. Every other one has either been direct to Disney Plus or they bombed. Like Onward. That was a massive bomb. Because it was the first one released during the pandemic. Yeah, it took 9 years after the third one, and I can see why. They got most of the original cast back, Tim Allen, Tom Hanks, etc. They got Bo Peep back. It was good to see her after being absent in the third one. And John Cooley directed this. Josh Cooley, excuse me. He did Inside Out and a bunch of other stuff. He didn't direct Inside Out. He wrote the screenplay for it, and it was a story supervisor. He's only This is his directorial debut for the feature film. He also worked on Incredibles. He was an uncredited story artist. Cars, Ratatouille. He's been a Pixar boy. He's doing the next Transformers prequel. In 2024. I don't know which one it is, but as long as it's as good as Bumblebee, it'll be fine. He did a good job, considering he's not, whatchamacallit, John Lasseter, I think, did the first Toy Story, yeah. The first 2 films, yeah. And the film, like, it looks beautiful. Like, this is a very colorful, brightly, kid-friendly movie, and it has a lot of heart. There's a scene with a little black girl where she's missing, and yeah, it's only 100 minutes. Sounds long, but no, it's shorter than the third one was, I believe. And it went by quick. It didn't feel like it was taking forever. Gorgeous animation, just like Pixar always does usually. And that, like I said, the scene with the little girl made me feel something, where she's lost and then the doll has to direct her back to her family. That was really heartfelt. And also, I love the characters in these movies. It's my favorite Pixar franchise, without a doubt. Because each sequel, I thought this was going to suck. Honestly, I'm like, okay, on 4th movie, is this going to feel forced? And it's surprisingly good. I don't think it's the best movie. I think the second one is. That's my favorite one. And it's just a beautiful animated film, just like Luca was this last year. And like its predecessors, of course, the film got critically acclaimed. Because Pixar knows how to make you cry, man. I mean, I never cried in the first 2 films, but all of the films have made me feel something. Because I'm invested in these characters and their voices and their personalities. And even the actors that are no longer with us, I miss them. Jim Varney, Rickles, Arlie Ermey, It got praise for its story, humor, emotional weight, definitely, just like Endgame. Musical score, yeah, this musical score is lovely. I still prefer the first two musical scores, but it's a great score. Animation and vocal performances. It won a Critics' Choice Award for Best Animated Film, and it did not get a Best Picture like the third one. I think that was a stretch. An animated movie like this does not need a Best Picture. It's an animated movie. It gets its own category, which it deserves. And it, of course, won the Oscar for Best Animated Film. It was nominated for Best Animated and Best Original Song, and making it the first franchise to win the award twice. Of course, because, people love these movies. And I'm very looking forward to Lightyear because it's about Buzz, not Woody, and it's a different take. It's like him human before he becomes a toy. And the animation looks stunning like always. And it's also going to be badass with action, just like the Incredibles films. And the film, it says, 8.3 on IMDb. It deserves it. It's a great sequel. For a fourth movie, usually a fourth is when they stretch it out. Because Ice Age 4, I hated that movie. The fourth Shrek was good, but it was not the best one. They did more than four And Land Before Time sequels. That was the last really good one, but then it got stale after that. They did a fourth animated movie to, what was it? Not How to Train Your Dragon. They had 3 films and it was done. But, this is one of the rare quadrilogies that actually has a fourth one that didn't feel forced. And I'm very grateful for that. Heartwarming, funny, and beautifully animated, Toy Story 4 manages the unlikely feat of extending and perhaps concluding a practically perfect animated saga. We don't need a 5th movie. Lightyear can start a brand new trend of making these live, more, one story solo films that can work in their favor if they do different genres. They could do space for Buzz, and then they could do a western for Woody, and then they could do a comedy, like a romantic comedy with Bo Peep and Ken, or Ken and Barbie, whatever. And you can do it from there. Do not make a 5th movie. We don't need a 5th movie. Most of the actors are too old. Just move forward. Nostalgia can only play so much now, because everything now is built on nostalgia. I'm like, I already had nostalgia when I saw the second movie, guys. Because I loved the first one so much. And the third one had a lot of nostalgia, but a lot of heart as well. But the third act was just way too dramatic. I think this one is better than the third one. And while it's not perfect, I think, there's some characters that kind of get underused because some of the actors are not around anymore. Ham, I don't remember him even being in the movie. Ratzenberger was back to do the voice, but I don't remember any lines he gave. And, it was a great movie, though. If you've never seen Toy Story 4, it's very funny, too. Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele are funny as the bunny rabbit and the little bird. Because they're like toys at a carnival. And they're cute. And they're devious, but they're cute. And there were some creepy moments, though, with those dolls that have the smiley faces. Yeah, that was a little too much. Christina Hendricks played... Who did she play? Gabby. Let me see. Which toy was that? Oh, she's a pull-string doll with a broken voice box. Okay. Yeah. Then you had the ventriloquist dummies. And yeah, Ali Maki was Giggle McDimples. That's cute. That's a very cute name. Bonnie's mother. Yeah, I don't think Andy's in this movie. Andy's mom is here. Yeah. Young Andy. I think it's a flashback. Yeah. And there's not... And the only Binto... Well, there's not really a Binto in this movie. The only person from the UK is a small part for... what's his face? Timothy Dalton as Mitchell Pricklepants. But he has a good voice for that character because I liked him in the third one. He's like a hedgehog with pants and he quotes Shakespeare. So it's a good character. I like the characters here. Bonnie Hunt as Dolly. Christian Shaw as Trixie, the dinosaur. Of course, Rex, Ham. These characters are legendary, guys. We all know that. Estelle Harris as Mrs. Potato Head, but just end it at this. We don't need a 5th movie. I know Disney wants the money because that's all they care about now, but do not make a Toy Story 5. We don't need it. You got lucky with this one because this one I was like, oh great, a 4th movie, this is not needed, and it ended up blowing my mind. Just like Into the Spider-Verse did a year before this for Josh. So yeah, this is a good movie. Little Sim, it's a great movie. I love it. As a fan of the franchise, it did not feel forced. And compared to other movies I've seen that got to the 4th movie where I was like, please just end. it's at least better than Eternals. Eternals will never get a sequel, and if it does, it won't get a fourth one. I guarantee it. And there weren't a lot of fourth movies in 2019. You had this and Avengers Endgame. Two movies that surpassed people's expectations and made some of the most money for Marvel and Disney you'll ever see again. And these were once in a lifetime. So leave it at that. We don't need a fifth movie. I'm fine with Lightyear. It's something different. I want to go in a new direction. And To Infinity and Beyond, hell yeah, for that. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I will see you guys in my next podcast later tonight. So later today. So see you with Ghosts of Mars. See you then.